welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for this very special Bobcat Buzz exclusive inside of our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. I am here with MON-FRI, and this is interesting for me because obviously you worked with me at Wake Up Call in Dan Tortora Broadcast Media. I have known Amani for, how old are you right now? So I've known you for 13, dang, Joe, I've known you for 13 years. So I've known Amani for 13 years. We've worked together, and now she is your new head coach for the Bryant Stratton College Bobcats women's basketball team here in Syracuse, New York, her hometown, our hometown. So this is a very unique, we've known each other, we've worked together, we've bonded on the air, off the air. Then I find out she's going to be the head coach, and selfishly, I'm very excited. So this is her exclusive first conversation since getting the job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this is crazy. And I remember we talked the night I found out, and I still don't have words for it because Brian Stratton got a great one. You're an amazing person, great human being, loves the game of basketball. I don't know many people that work harder, try harder, give more than you've given over the years. So that's a perfect leader to have when it comes to teaching people that if you want the results, you have to put in the effort. So congratulations again on the opportunity. I definitely think Brian and Stratton got a little steal here with this opportunity for them too.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all your comments and praise.
No, of course. I mean, you should have it. So you're head coach now. That's crazy.
I know.
Right? You played through college. You're a Division I basketball player that came from this community. Syracuse should have had you there. But you know what I'm saying? And I can say that. But, you got to play in different places, got to be in the Northeast, got to go down south,
Yes.
and then got to play in professional basketball outside of this country. So you've had quite a run. And for those that don't know, I'd love to share first and foremost that you were at CNS.
Yes.
And then you went prep. So bring me into that, playing in high school CNS-wise and then having that prep year before you went to college.
It was interesting. I think it was just to not only develop my academic skills, but also my athletic skills. In comparison, I think overall it was different, but not different in a way.
Yeah.
I think challenging-wise, it was a little bit different competition, but still overall, each one had their own perks and benefits.
So you go to Quinnipiac and you spent some time there. Bring me into that experience that you had as a student athlete, as a D1 player.
It was interesting. It's a roller coaster of emotions, coming in as a freshman out of high school, automatically you assume you're a great player and that you'll be able to do what you normally do back in high school, but it's a different wake-up call once you start actually getting into the program and the workouts and the season.
Yeah.
But developing throughout that, it really helps you grow as an individual and athlete.
And then you decided to go down south.
Yes.
Alabama A&M.
Yes, sir.
Bring me into that experience that you had, and you could chronicle this and go back in Wake Up Call's history. We've spoken in every chapter of your going through basketball and playing days and all of that. But for Alabama A&M, and I still remember getting to do that exclusive and getting you on there. I think we did an Instagram live or something of that respect because we were picture in picture.
Yeah.
So reflecting on Alabama A&M, just what that was like for you.
It was a great experience. I think coaching-wise, she helped develop my overall confidence in myself and my game. The people were great. Just getting to know different personalities and creating new friendships and new connections was just a great experience as well. And as well as that HBCU experience, there's no experience like that.
You smiled of everything we've talked about up to this point in your journey and the different places you've been. When I said Alabama A&M, there was a different smile. Why?
I think that's where I found most of myself growing a lot.
Okay.
I think that's where I developed most of my character and trying to find out who I was as a person and then myself outside of an athlete.
You said the HBCU world, the historically black colleges and universities, the HBCU spotlight got a little bit bigger over these last few years,
Yes.
Different things happening with not only men's and women's basketball, like with Howard and Alabama A&M, but with other places as well. Obviously, looking at Jackson State, Deion Sanders being there and the work he did there before he went to Colorado. So having that as part of your history, to have the HBCU experience, you said it was unique. What about it are you happy that you got to be a part of? What is it about the HBCU world that you feel was so valuable to you?
I think just experiencing that culture and different in just institution-wise and how they educate each other. I think there was different in just material-wise and what we were learning at HBCUs than compared to what I was learning in my undergrad.
So what extra pieces of academia do you feel like you did learn from the HBCU?
I think I learned a lot more history and like what our people were doing throughout history. I think we made more of an impact than more than what I was aware of, at least.
What were some of those areas that you feel like, wow, I didn't know that this impact was here? What were some of those things that were memorable to you and what you learned?
I think just in how much diversity and inclusion we were trying to like implement, as well as the history behind it. There was a lot of like different pieces I wasn't aware of what was going on.
Are there any leaders in the African American community, the Black community, that you feel closer to now? Because like a lot of people know about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. and Harriet Tubman and whatnot, but is there someone else that through your scholastic side of things you're like, wow, like this is somebody that I didn't know that now I feel happy that I've learned some of their history?
Not one in particular. I think just learning different bits and pieces throughout the history and who really helped affect those really just piqued my interest overall. I didn't think anyone just particularly stood out to me.
I think, being a kid, elementary school, down the road, Our Lady of Pompeii, I got to have the opportunity and the blessing to I had to do my report and I had to go research back in the day where like you had to go to the library, you had to look through books, Thurgood Marshall. And so the first African American on the Supreme Court. And so learning his story, which I believe Chadwick Boseman, before he passed away, I think he paid tribute by playing Thurgood Marshall. So that was that's also in Chadwick. Man, I miss him. And he was so much more than the Black Panther. He was in the movie Draft Day, which was an awesome thing that I go back to all the time. He played Jackie Robinson in the movie 42. He played, I believe because he was in a music movie as well, so he played, I'm trying to think of who he played, but he played someone musically. He did so much in like such a short window. That was really incredible. But I like talking about, obviously that history because, here on Wake Up Call, we talk about everybody. And it's always important for me to make sure that everyone's on an equal playing field, which we should have been from the jump. So do you feel like, and I know we're coming at a time where this is so, America, I don't know what is going on, but do you feel a sense of, you and I have a strong faith in God.
Yes.
Can you feel the heartbeat of God despite what is happening right now?
What do you mean?
Like do you feel the presence of God even though there's so much hate in the world? Can you still hear him, feel him, like see him?
Yes, of course, because there's still good people throughout the world. It's just a matter of what lens you're looking through.
That's very true. So how do you work to be a good person every day? What do you hope to leave people with? Like, what are things that we can do on the daily that you think can make a difference, even if it's like small?
I think people can just continue to always try their best, acknowledge their mistakes, and know that they can learn and grow from them. Yeah,
I think holding the door open, smiling, how you doing? What's going on? I think there's a lot of things that people don't think are big, but we live in a world of social media. Everybody has an opinion, right? And we all talk about when people are wrong, but I have really tried to hone in on taking the time to say, like, hey, you're always on time. Thank you for that. Hey, you anticipated that I needed this thing printed out. Thanks for printing it out for me. Thank you for, the sermon you said in church today. Thank you for, asking me about my mom and how she's doing. I've made it a point to be even more focused on when somebody does something good to stop them and just say, hey, like, you're doing a great job. How important do you think that is to remind people when they do good? Because we live in a world that like always wants to, they're like waiting for you to trip, and you do everything right and then you trip one time, like, hey, you tripped. Mm-hmm. So how important is it to shout out people for doing good things?
I think it's a wonderful thing. It really encourages them to continue doing that pattern and really boosts their confidence.
So for you, mm-hmm. who are your mentors? Who do you look up to as you embark on this first opportunity of being a head coach?
There's quite a few people. Yeah. Definitely God is first and foremost. I always look to him for guidance and clearance of mind. I talk to my mom a lot. I've always looked up to her as inspiration and someone that just overall has been a great role model for me in and out. A few coaches I've spoken to is just some former coaches I've played for have really helped give me some insight for my first year.
Who are some of those coaches that you reached out to and said, like, hey, let me pick your brain for a second?
My senior year, former AAU coach, Walter Welsh, and I'm going to reach out to my grad coach from Alabama A&M.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you ask the same questions to the coaches to kind of get their thoughts on the same topics, or is it different depending on who you're talking with? Like, this is, like, I want to go to you for this, I want to go to you for that.
I think I asked similar questions, but also different ones at the same time because their coaching styles were different. So it's different perspectives I'm trying to pick at, you know?
You spoke about reaching out to your AAU coach. Mm-hmm. What did you get from that conversation?
From him, I gained insight of, like, how to communicate and just be a leader and guide for not only my team, but for myself and staff. Just some workout tips, some practice ideas. We also just chatted and had regular conversation.
Which is important.
Yeah.
To just talk about life.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I've made a living doing that. Wake Up Call is where sports meets life.
Yes.
We've always talked about life. We've done a thing called Free Talks where we got to talk about literally any topic that came to mind. And you and I have always intertwined life and sports and God, just what's on our mind. A lot of times, and always going back to God. So you said you want to reach out to your coach from Alabama A&M. Mm-hmm. What do you want to talk to her about?
Just get her insight on what it's been like coaching and some tips that she would give someone for first-year coaching. We would probably catch up because we were also very close as well, so probably just some general conversation. And then maybe just some other questions along with coaching and basketball that may pop up in mind.
Having been a student athlete
mm-hmm.
and having been a professional athlete, and it's been so recent for you, is that an advantage, in your opinion, to be coaching people that are not too different in age as you?
Yeah, I think the benefit is it helps you give insight as to what you went through, so you know the things that you do want to implement, the things that you don't want to implement, the things you want to carry on and hope to continue to grow into other athletes and instill into them. And then there's things that you learned and reflect on. It's like, okay, I know that this is not something I wanted a coach to do, or this is not something I wanted in a team. So now you just know how to change and adjust that. And
for you, I know we talked off the air about it, but how did the Bryant Stratton opportunity come about? Did you see it and jump on it? Did they say, like, oh, hey, maybe we should make a phone call here? Like, how did it all come together that you found out about the job, and then did you reach out, or how did it all happen?
Mm-hmm. So someone that is currently employed here and is also related to me as well informed me about the position and really offered for me to go for it and thought the opportunity would be great for me. I was initially hesitant because, again, it is my first year coaching. Yeah. Although I do have athletic status, I wasn't sure if I had enough criteria to meet the job.
Okay.
But still, something in me told me to go for it, so I went for it. And throughout the process, it just continued to be something that I enjoyed and anticipated having a great amount of love for.
Yeah.
And as the closer it got to final confirmation of me receiving the job, I just fell in love with it and automatically knew, like, this is the position I was supposed to be in.
So you come back home. You and I talked about it, and kind of what your thoughts were coming back from overseas, and figuring out what you wanted to do and what that next step was for you. Was this? I know you said like a family member reaches out to you and says, "I think you'd be good for this." Were you thinking about it? Were you thinking at some point when I'm done playing, I'm open to coaching, I'm open to leading and paying it forward? Was this a thought, or did it become a thought? Like, was it something that you had, like, when I'm done, I'm gonna eventually transition into coaching, or was this a new thought?
So, quite frankly, it was a new thought.
Okay.
As I was an athlete, and even after I was finished doing athletics, I thought to myself, I was like, no, coaching isn't for me. I'm not sure if I'm up to that task or if I'm able to do that type of task. So I kind of steered clear of it, not sure if that was the path for me. But the more this job continued to open up and became an opportunity for me, the more I was like, okay, well, maybe this was supposed to be my calling and I just didn't realize it.
So you pray to God a lot. Your faith is important. You always ask God for guidance. When you prayed, at what point did you hear him say, "Go for it, Amani"?
I'd probably say the night before I actually submitted my application.
Okay.
It was, my mom had a conversation with me. She was like, I'm not sure why you're hesitating. You're more than capable of doing anything you set your mind to. And the more I just pondered on that thought, I was like, okay, well, she is right. She is right, because she's never been wrong with me. But it's just something I wasn't entirely still sure if I was able to do. So I prayed on it, and then finally I just sat there, and my heart was still, and it was like, okay, you need to stop doubting and go for it.
You bring up Mom a lot, Miss Nadira. Every time, like when I say it, because I'm a huge fan of The Lion King, when I say Nadira, I feel like Queen of the Jungle. Do you, like, I hear that with her. I know, listen, Nadira, you already know I love you. You knew that many years ago at CNS. I'm not trying to get brownie points or make you think that I love you more than Amani, because I know Amani's going to have something to say about that. But when I hear Nadira, I do, like, I hear queen. I hear, like, strength. I hear, like, a lion. Is that an adequate way to describe Mom?
Very much so. Very much regal, kind, strong heart, strong character. Still funny, but overall just a wonderful woman that anyone just loves being around.
So shout out to Mom. Like you said, that last conversation was the conversation with Mom. And as a guiding light for you, you said she's never been wrong with you. How, when Mom talks to you, how does it get through? Why does it get through? Because there's those certain people that you could talk to and it's like, it just reaches you. Like, I don't know if you know this, but you're one of those people in my life. Like, when you talk to me, it hits me a certain way. Like, I got choked up when you spoke at 21 years of broadcasting for me when we did that at the Wildcat. You know, the things that you said and how you said them, like, that was real to me. Like, I feel that, and I know that to be true. There's a certain kindness and a heart that you have that is very like, my life is this, and then when I talk to you, it's always like, So how is Mom that to you? How is Mom like that person that does get through? Because there are those people that do that, and if you didn't know that, when it comes to me, like, you are one of those people that gets through.
Yeah. I think in knowing that feeling with her is that she's always been consistently there throughout the calm in my storms. So that's the voice I always found comforting.
Yeah.
And always sought out to hear.
I told Bryant Stratton that they don't know what they have. And Brooke Paro, the athletic director, said, "Oh, no, we know who we hired." I said, "I don't think you fully know who you hired. I know you're a humble person, I know you're a confident person, but I know you're a humble person. So I know you're not going to sit here and like rah-rah yourself. But I definitely think you're capable of this because your faith in God is strong. And at times where I feel like it could have been weak, where this world could have made any of us weak, you have stayed strong. You care about people. You see people for who they are. You look at the content of their character, which I value. And I just feel like you want to see other people win. You want to see people succeed. You want to spread God. You're not afraid to. You want to spread goodness. You want people to know that there is good in the world.
Yes.
And that's why I think you're ready. I know you are. So how excited are you?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
1,000,000. Times infinity.
I love it.
Yes, I'm excited. And meeting the girls and just being here at Bryant Stratton, the overall experience has just been a blessing. And I couldn't have asked for a better first year start.
And you got to put it all together.
I know.
You know, you gotta figure out what the roster looks like, what the schedule looks like.
Mm-hmm.
You know where you're playing because you'll be over at OCC.
Right.
And so you know that, and you know you'll be practicing at a facility that I know that you, like me, probably wish that we had as kids.
Mm-hmm.
That, 211 South Center Street, East Syracuse, Game Point Sports Complex. Again, Jim, you hear it all the time from me off the air and on the air, but Jim Dispenza, thank you for the time you spent, the money you spent, the effort you spent, whatever you looked at in envisioning this, putting this together, the people that worked on implementing it. Like, if we had Game Point Sports, you and I worked hard, but we worked hard in driveways and in beat up gyms and beat up, outside courts and, basketball hoops that had a rim but no nets. And I can't stand when there's no net because I want to hear it.
Or the double rims.
Or the double rim that hates everyone. So, we know what it was like to come up in Central and Upstate New York. What does that mean to you that you get to practice and train your Bobcats in Game Point Sports Complex?
Yeah, it's a wonderful experience. Again, it's just another one of those blessings that I'm just forever grateful for, and forever, again, just thankful to Jim for envisioning this and making it come to reality.
Yeah, we talk about a segment that I have with Game Point Sports Complex every month is Who's Got Next. So you got next as being a head coach, right?
I guess so.
So for you to have Game Point, to have the training, what does Who's Got Next mean to you as a first-year head coach?
Ooh, an honor, to be honest, just an honor. It's always a blessing to be nominated for things and granted opportunities like this.
And so you have this opportunity to be a head coach. How quickly did it come through? Like, bring me through the process of when you first heard about it, first applied, from that to the end of you got the job and here's the confirmation conversation. Bring me through the whole process.
So my initial start was interviewing with Brooke and Mr. Clay, the headsman basketball coach. It was great conversation. We just had our regular interview questions, and then we just continued to have general conversation, which was wonderful. And I think from there, we just automatically had a connection, and they informed me that they were going to move me forward for a panel interview with some of our academic staff here. And within that following week, I did have my panel interview again, which we had general conversations included with our natural interview questions. And it just felt natural and just, again, building connections and having great conversations. Yeah. And within that following week, I would say I received a phone call from Ms. Brooke herself informing me that I had received the position, and I just couldn't stop thanking her. I know she was probably looking at her phone like, if this girl doesn't stop saying thank you. But I was just so grateful for her, Coach Clay, the academic staff, and for everyone just providing me this opportunity and chance.
And there's a uniqueness here at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse that Clay Gagan Sherman, the head coach of the men's team, started the women's team.
Yes.
So it's not that he is invested as assistant AD or on the men's basketball side, but he started his entire journey with Bryant Stratton investing in women's basketball.
Yeah.
So what does that mean to you, that Clay is not just a colleague and the men's coach, but the program that you have is a program that he tried to build and did build with his bare hands from the beginning?
It's a great honor, I think, and with that, knowing that I also have a strong passion for women's sports, we automatically had a great connection from jump.
Yeah.
And we've just been building that connection ever since. I mean, I go to his office, he comes to mine, we'll chat it up with basketball, we'll pitch ideas off each other, we're figuring out game, event schedules together. It's just a great collaboration, and I'm just so grateful for it.
What are you most looking forward to in that first game, first moment on the sideline?
The excitement of it all. I think missing that feeling of not only myself being there, but seeing the other girls being out there, enjoying, playing, and just falling in love with the game all over again. I think that's something that's going to happen.
Are you going to be silent?
Come on now. You already know me. Silent. I'm not a silent coach. I definitely will be very verbal on the sideline. I will be hooting and hollering, cheering, doing all the little emotes, dances with the team. Silent. Come on now.
I had to ask.
Silent.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Might catch a few mean mugs, but silent, never that.
Yeah, I look for those faces, the Amani, like like those faces. But you know, the happiness, the excitement. Now I gotta ask, because every coach has their style, right? Some coaches are like, "Hey, I'm gonna dress like I'm working out with the team too. You know, I'm gonna have sweats on and a t-shirt, or I'm gonna maybe wear some nice pants, or like I'm going like full. I got the jacket on, I got the but the heels." Everyone that has followed you throughout your time knows that, and me who did a photo shoot with Amani, I know that you take care of the garb that you got. So what is going to be the sideline attire of MON-FRI?
The only thing I can say is wait and see.
Wait and see. All right. I know what I mean. I can write it down on a napkin, put it in my pocket. I'm going to be right.
Wait and see.
I know I'll be right about a few things. My predictions.
I'm going to be dressed. I'll say that. I'll be dressed.
So for you come in here, there's some women that have been recruited, some that were returning,
yes,
right? And then some you may have to like try to look for and put together. So what can you say about the roster that you have and maybe the message that you had to those that were on the team of like, hey, this is who I am, this is what because whenever a new coach comes in and you didn't recruit them, they didn't play for you, there's always that initial conversation of like, hey, this is what I'm about, this is what I stand for, I'd like you to stick around and see what this could be like. So did you have like a Zoom, individual calls? Did you meet with the team in person? What was that?
It varied. I had a couple of personal calls, some that wanted to just speak with me individually, but I also made a collective team call as well to introduce myself, for them to not only get to know me as a person, but my vision for them as well, for the team and the overall program.
Yeah.
I also had an in-person team meeting as well, just so everyone could meet me in person and see me, and everyone can meet in person as well, get to know one another, and really just build that connection overall. I think that's really important, is someone that's just now entering and everything's unknown and uncertain, it's great to build that connection.
So what were the pillars of your conversation of knowing that I'm coming in and we have a short window before the season starts? What were the things that you wanted them to know? Like, hey, if you're here with me, you're with this Bobcat program, this is what I'm about, this is what we're going to do. What were those pillars that you wanted to make sure they had from you in that first impression?
I think I would say there's maybe three.
Okay.
I really kept important and real emphasis on was, one, that this is a family. We treat everyone with respect and trust and communication overall. Like, this is a sisterhood on and off the court. So you protect one another, you love one another, and that's just how you continue to treat one another
Yeah.
overall. Second is that your academics comes first. I do not play about your education. It is your top priority. So if your grades are not up to par and you're not doing everything you're supposed to do class-wise, athletics will be revoked because, again, you are here for school first. You are a student athlete, not an athlete student. And then third overall.
By the way, the look she just gave me, that was for y'all. I went to school. I got good grades. I'm not here to get those looks. So, I got a 3.93 in my major. What, I got a 4.0. I think the only reason why I didn't get a 4.0 was like I was actually in the hospital January of the year I was graduating because I had to get my tonsils out and I had to come back here and I missed a month of school. And one of my teachers was like, I can't give you an A because you were supposed to physically be here to present. So I think I got an A- in one of my last classes, but yeah, I ended up with a 3.93. So that look was for y'all. None of that. Mean mug, you saw it? Not mine. So, okay, family, academics come first. Third one.
Third one, emphasis was I'm here to see you succeed and grow not only as an individual and athlete, but throughout life. And I'm here to advocate for you throughout your school and afterward.
So that they're a part of the family forever, not just when they're on the court.
Yes.
How do you feel like the message was received?
I think it was received great. Everyone's been so welcoming. They've understood the message and they've really just locked in with this program.
Support staff-wise, do you, assistant coach-wise, did you go find somebody? Do you take someone that was here? Like, how do you assemble that piece of it?
So my assistants are a good mix. I did pull someone from outside, which was a recommendation from my AAU coach that we were just speaking about prior. He had a former player who was looking to get into coaching, and once speaking with her, I loved our connection and communication as well and her ideology, so I invited her to be assistant for the team.
What's her name?
Her name is Desi Elmore.
Desi Elmore.
Yes.
Welcome, Desi. Look forward to having you on the show as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Former Syracuse alum.
Yes.
And then we also have a returning assistant, Katie Jones.
I know Katie well.
Yes, she was coaching last year. We pulled her back on this year as an assistant coach as well. And then we also have a conditioning and defensive coordinator. He currently works here as faculty. His name is Terrence Connor.
Terrence Connor. So, like you said, conditioning and defensive coordinator. Why was it important to have him on staff and the defensive coordinator, that to be a piece of his title? What does that mean for him?
For him, he actually offered to join our staff as a volunteer assistant.
Okay.
And in discussing with him, we've been discussing a lot of like our conditioning plans because he was a former high school track coach at CNS. So I've really been discussing a lot of conditioning workouts for how to improve the girls' speed and agility for when the season, to best utilize how to extend that speed and agility throughout the season. And then defensively, we've also been talking a lot of basketball, and mainly we've been talking a lot about defense. So I asked him if he would be interested in a defensive coordinating position, and he said yes.
What type of defense do you look to lean on in your first year as a head coach?
I'm uncertain at this time. I'm still trying to piece together what our offense and defense is looking like, but I'm excited to see.
Where do you pull from? Do you pull from your own personal experience? Do you go back to your Alabama A&M coach that you spoke about, your AAU coach? Do you watch, go back and watch teams that you watched growing up that you respect? Do you look at certain coaches that have had a lot of success, that have been instrumental in creating consistently good culture and not occasionally great? Like, where do you go to piece your offense and defense together?
Definitely from my own personal experience, as well as the history of like successful programs as well. I think I've done a lot of Phil's Jackson research.
Okay.
So
okay.
Definitely a good mix and combination of my own personal experience and just doing some research as well.
What have you seen about Phil Jackson that spoke to you so much?
I think the triangle offense has really been speaking a lot to me. I like the ideology and the ball movement as well as the movement for the players as well. So I think that'll be a good mix for us. Okay.
And I want to go back to KD here for a second. She was the coach last year. And I got to meet her through that, had her on the show, spent some time with KD. always love, always a big smile, always a big old hug from KD. So why was it important for you to keep KD on staff? Because that was one thing that after you told me you got the job, it was in the back of my mind of going, okay, what's going to happen with KD knowing that she gave so much and has really tried to be there for them. So why did you want to keep her on?
Yeah, of course. In talking with KD, she also shared the same ideologies as me as a coach. And she also spoke her piece on how she felt as being a coach and her passion for it. I felt strongly in providing her that assistant job, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then her connection with the team as well was just so strong, and the players just continued to vouch for her, saying like they loved her. They hope that she can come back as well, and that just continued to solidify like I would love to bring her back on the staff.
So your initial knee-jerk reaction, what does it mean to be a Bobcat?
I think that just, again, falls back into the three things that I talked about. You need to be family-oriented. You need to know that your education is top priority, and that I'm here to see you succeed on and off the court and throughout life.
Do you know the first home game that you have?
First home game, I do not.
Okay, because
our first game.
Yeah, because I know as things come together. But the reason why I'm asking you, because like you said when I said, are you going to be a quiet coach? Or are you going to be outspoken? And you said, really? I know you're going to say this when I say this too, but there's nowhere else I'm going to be on the planet than at that first opportunity, right? So we need to circle that date, okay, and we need to do something about that. And then you just need to prepare them to cry a little bit. So this is how it's going to be.
I'm going to have a whiteout day, though. We know that.
It's going to be a whiteout?
It's going to be a whiteout.
All right. I'm ready for that. I'm excited. So that means I need to get some white Bobcat gear, because all my gear is like black or gray or something like that.
Time to get some white.
Oh, we got to figure that out. All right. So we've done it before. We'll do it again. We get to put each other on the hot seat.
Oh, goodness.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Free talks inside of Wake Up Call and this Bobcat Buzz in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse on Wake Up Call, and, of course, inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. You get to ask me the first question. Any topic, anything.
What's your favorite memory of us?
Oh, man. What's my favorite memory of you and me? There's so many. There really is. It's crazy. I mean, like, because there's so many things that were like work, and then it was just like us, you know, just being, you know. I think the first photographic moment that comes to mind is when you finished your internship and we ate at Cheesecake Factory. and I had never known that this woman liked cheesecake like that. So, but I'll say that. No, I think my favorite, it would be easy for me to say the 21-year celebration when you spoke. But I think that my favorite moment and kind of theme is when I said, will you work with me? And you said yes. And I didn't even have to really think about it. And then I said, what do you want to do? And you're like, I want to broadcast. Like, I want to talk. I want to get out there. And I said, all right, let's go. And like we went down into the studio, and you went, no. And I was like, why? And you're like, I'm not talking on that mic. And I said, why? You're like, I'm nervous. And I said, but Amani, like, you have so much to give the world. And I kept saying that to you and just thinking that, praying that. It's like, God, she has so much to give. So, like, we need to get there. Like, it would be a disservice to the world for her to be quiet, because she has it. She's got the talent. She's got the faith. She has all this stuff to give. So we need to get there. And it was like, no, I'm too nervous. Let's try next week. No, I'm too nervous. Let's try again. And then you came to the studio, and we were talking about relationships and a man's point of view and a woman's point of view. And I looked at you in the moment, and I was like, this is way too good to have off the air. I was like, do you want to just talk in the studio? And you said, yeah. And I turned the mic on, and I looked at you the whole time thinking, like, is she going to notice? And you just went. And then you got comfortable. And then we did another one. And then we did another one. Then you went to school, and you did all this stuff. My goal the entire time of working with you was I have to leave everything and everyone better than I found it. So my one job, if I could do nothing else, is to have Amani finish with Amani having a voice and having the confidence and the trust. And seeing that in you genuinely in my life is like one of my favorite things to have been a part of. But I would say my new favorite moment is coming around the corner here at Bryant Stratton and seeing you, and just it's your energy, it's your love. Like you're just a different human being. And there's like one place in my world for MON-FRI, and nobody takes that sliver of my heart. Like that's your sliver. So yeah, but you already know that. You know
sweet. Too sweet.
You know that. Okay, so I'm gonna put you back on the. I'm gonna
Okay.
put you on that. What's your favorite memory of us?
Oh.
13
Ooh.
years, which feels like it's like 2. Doesn't it feel like it was like a snap of a finger? Doesn't feel like it's been 13 years.
I think my favorite is like our first moment together was our first interview in the little small hallway of CNS in high school, where I was doing my first ever interview. And I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna say, but this guy's mad cool, so it's gonna be great. And from then on, I just felt very comfortable being able to have conversations with you and felt the connectivity.
Yeah, and it seemed like it happened like nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it was like from day one, it's like I got her, she's got me. It's like that's an easy thing to think of. It was an easy decision to make. So, what's your second question for me? By the way, cool memory. I like that.
Thank you.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was your thought. Like, oh, this guy's really cool to talk to. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. I appreciate that. Also, I don't know anybody that's worked harder to go after their dreams. I tell anybody that. I'm like, man, I thought I trained. Like, I play in the sleet. My mom's like, when are you coming inside? And then I looked at you, and I would say that. I'm like, man, she just never stops playing. Like, you just never, ever stopped learning, studying, growing, playing. You just kept asking more and more out of yourself. And I think people understand self-motivated people are the most successful people because they don't need the ignition switch. They don't need the spark. They don't need somebody to, like, bring them there. It's like when you're motivated from the inside, you're unstoppable. And I think self-motivated people are also the people that have God because you understand that you just need Him. And it's like you and Him and that's it, and that's enough. And people don't get that. It's like, no, I got to have followers and retweets, and I got to have people, you know, like I got a trend, and this has got to happen, and I got to have an army of people. I was like, you just need God in the trenches, and you got it.
Right.
So we are the same in that. What's your second question?
What's something you're expecting or looking forward to see in me coaching for my first year?
Having a moment where there's a timeout and you're down by 2-1 and it's 60-something, there's 20 seconds left, and you draw up the play, you create something, it works, and it reaffirms in yourself to trust yourself. I'm looking forward to that Amani-free play where I'm like, she did it. Like, she did it. I'm looking forward to that. My question back to you, if you took over my show for a day and it was Wake Up Call with Amani-FRI, what 3 guests, living or dead, would be on the show and why?
Gotta have Kobe Bryant. Gotta pick his knowledge for mentality and just overall self-motivation.
That's a given.
Ooh, 3 guests? That's a good one. I'd say the Obamas.
Okay.
Just for economic and global insight and just like overall life advice maybe. I
Okay.
feel like they would be great for some life advice on
Okay.
just how to navigate through. For my third and final, he'd probably be my first guest. It'd be God. I would love to ask him some questions and just get his insight on like life and how to like navigate and self-find yourself and advice he would give us in times of uncertainty. How to know when we're staying on the right path and when to correct ourselves for that.
I have answered that question of like if you could only interview one person, and I said Jesus, said God, and I said along the same lines of like I'd want him to tell me where I'm going right, and I'd want him to tell me where I'm wrong so I could fix it. So very similar.
Yeah.
If you could only ask God, this is kind of like 2B, but if you could only ask God one question right now, like you and I are sitting here and God, you hear his voice and he says, my child, you can ask me anything that you would like to right now in this moment. Ask away. What would you ask him?
What can I do to better myself in your image?
I love it. Appreciate it. I respect it. What's your last question for me?
Last question. Let's see. One-on-one, you and Coach Clay, who's winning?
Clay, he talks so much trash, man. He's all about that trash. So I think put a little body on him. But no, I don't know. I mean, he trains well. He's got endurance. I know, like, if it was a long game, then I best have done my cardio and gotten ready, because, like, man, he's a worthy opponent for sure. So, I mean, I'm going to be confident and I'm going to bank on myself and believe in myself. Okay. I know I can shoot, and I know I will not quit. I don't know, that word makes me want to throw up every time I hear it. So, but man, he's going to be tough. I feel like he's going to block me at a certain point. He's going to get me defensively. He's going to try to harassment defense me. He's going to frustrate me.
I heard he shoots fadeaway threes.
So do I. You know, I mean, I learned that from Vince Carter, but yeah, I mean, man, that would be a really good game. Mm-hmm. That would be like a 11-10 game.
Okay.
So I'm going to pick me. I know he would pick himself, but man, I'd rather be with him than against him because I love him too much.
What about you against our Lady Bobcats?
Against the whole team? Me and him?
One-on-one, yeah.
Oh, man.
Or two-on-twos. Two-on-twos against my girls.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
I think we're winning.
You think you're winning?
Oh, yeah, we're cooking, y'all.
Okay, all right. This is my thing. What I know is no matter who wins when the Bobcats play the Bobcats, and I'm a part of this family, is the Bobcats still win.
That is true.
So, and may the toughest game be us against each other than anybody else.
Yes.
So... But Amani's on my team. I ain't playing against you, Amani. I'd never.
You see, that's why I didn't ask you that one.
No.
I already knew that.
No, because I'm always going with you. I would never bet against MON-FRI. I don't care what we're doing.
That's why I didn't ask you.
No, I'm not going against you on that. And you need me on your team, too. I know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I'll find you. Mm-hmm. I'll take care of you. I know you got me.
Pass me the ball.
Oh, I'll pass you the ball. I'm not a ball hog. I can't stand being on teams, man. People chucking up threes with 15 seconds on the clock. I'm like, man, okay, if you're wide open, but you don't need to shoot 9 in the first half. Like, come on now. Or the first quarter or whatever it may be.
If you're making them, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
If you're making them, yeah.
If you're making them.
Go for it.
But, you know. So, oh, man. Okay, my last question for you. Okay. So... if you and I got honored with, like, if we got an award, I've never asked this question before. So you and I get an award, and it's a joint award.
Okay.
So what award do we receive? What's the name of it? Who would we want to present it to us?
That's going to be a hard one.
And, like, and with the award, they get to send us anywhere. Where are we going?
Can we split locations?
Sure.
All right.
So you mean we're going to, like, spend half of the... So we get the award and they say you could go half here, half there.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we could do that.
We can go.
I'm happy that you split it because, like, I want to go as many places as possible.
Right. Let's go half Disney. I've never been.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to take care of that.
Half Disney.
Best tour guide you're going to have.
Half Bahamas. I want to go to Bahamas. I've
I'm
never
with it.
been.
Okay. Me neither.
Who's presenting our award?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus got to be presenting our award. That's the only comment person.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew that.
Jesus is presenting our award.
Yeah.
And
what's the award?
Pure-hearted commentators.
I like
Because
it.
that's what we do. We commentate a lot.
We do. And we do it with goodness in our heart and care for the people that we talk about. I like that. I knew you were going to say Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do they say at the end of your life? I want to hear God say one thing. Good job, faithful servant. So, with that being said, I don't ever know how to end these things because I don't like...
Until next time.
Yeah,
that's the best way to say it.
Until next time, I always say see you. Mm-hmm. You know that from being around me long enough. I never say goodbye.
Okay.
Because it's final. So,
yes.
We will see you on the Bobcat Buzz soon. You will see MON-FRI, her staff, and her student athletes with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse on the court very soon. Yes. You know that I will be with them throughout, chronicling what the Bobcats are doing. For this Bobcat Buzz and for all of them, you can find them by going to youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, find the BSC Syracuse playlist. The Bobcats are also on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com. Go Bobcats in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership. And Miss Free, come here. You know it's always this. So it's all love as always.
Yes.
Please come and support one of the best human beings I know. We'll talk with you soon.
Support the Lady Bobcats.
Yes. The whole team.
Yes.
Everybody. Mm-hmm. You got some dangerous players on here.
Oh, just wait. Y'all wait.
I'm excited for this. They ain't going to make it easy on you.
No.
We're going to have some fun this year. Mm-hmm. The Bobcats coming into 2025-26 with a roar. And it will only get louder. We'll talk with you soon. God bless. No stress. Do your best. Take care.